pendant mire with flute hidden away in Ganon's tower and book requiring access to desert. So
it's certainly possible. All right, when we are off, looks like both runners doing a pretty standard Link's house start. A lot of runners like going straight from here to escape.
And this is exactly what they're doing.
But even with this same tactic, there's a little bit of variation. Like you can see Solski wanting to get a kill on one of these guards so he can do the tree pull early. Because if you try to pull a tree without having killed something, it doesn't give you anything.
All right, and what do we got? Oh, 8 bomb drop. Nice.
That is like the dream, man. So now you can complete all the stuff that's in Kakariko Village that requires a bomb without having to worry about you know, having to run down and buy him first.
All right, looks like we had a heart container from the uncle and 10 arrows from the chest.
He ripped the heart right out of Uncle's chest. That's just cruel.
I'm still under the guise that the uncle gave it to him. It's like, here, take my heart.
Yeah, but there wasn't any dialogue box, man. Don't try to give me the they took it out of the randomizer thing. I'm pretty sure it's like Indiana Jones here.
Okay, I'll give you that. And Haikyuu, yep, using the bombs.
I'm loving this strat.
And getting his tree pull, but he only gets the single bomb.
Yeah, I think that has to do with the fact that he may or may not have gotten hits that might have affected the tree pull. I'm not
that's right.
the greatest on the prize packs for that, but
and we have a flute in the sanctuary. That is pretty golden.
Yeah, there's nothing like getting an item that really helps your movement very early in the seed, like the flute or the mirror to make Dark World routing easy. Oh, and the crab's got 20 bucks.
Wow, 20 rupees on bush crab. Nice.
Wow, so 8 bomb drop and 20 rupees on the crab. Like, can you ask for any better prize packs in the beginning of an open mode seed?
No. That is about as best as it can get.
Alright, heart container in the lumberjack tree. So that means killing Aghanim not hard required quite yet.
There we go. Haikyuu now knows it's an 8 bomb drop for the first prize pack.
And he'll enjoy his crab rupees as well.
Why not?
Ooh, decides not to collect them until completion. Interesting. He must not be worried about money quite so much.
Oh, well, he knows he's going to run into one more bush crab in the forest, so...
Also true.
Alright, and 50 rupees on the mushroom spot.
Yeah,
money's going to be a key thing right now.
You often see runners trying to get money, like the 20 rupees in the bottom of Lost Woods there, because the 500 rupee requirement for the back of Zora is always on their minds.
Mm-hmm. Plus the 100 for the bottle vendor.
Yep.
Then you need 110 for pod, and then potentially 100 for the Fat Fairy crystal, for the Fat Fairy bomb.
Yep.
And then what else? There's 80, and then what is it? It's like 80 for the big game, and
and sometimes at the beginning of an open seed, you don't get lucky with your bomb drops, and sometimes have to spend 50 just to buy them.
Yeah, and another 50, yeah. All right, we got our first look into Kakariko. Let's see if it's lit this time.
Good old Stacked Rico.
It's either Stackerico or Stacked Mountain.
Well, it's Cash Rico right now.
Money.
Good lord.
Oh, wow.
Getting paid.
There we go. We got some more bombs.
I'm seeing a lot of awesome math going on.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Two of the 5 300 rupee drops. Nice.
Wow, that is Blind's house, and he was definitely robbing these members of Kakariko Village.
Yes, he was.
They should name a town after him, since he's a thief.
Yeah.
Maybe we could workshop that name later.
Yeah, we'll think about it. We'll take some ideas. If you have any ideas for that, chat, let us know.
I'm thinking Town of Thieves. No, that's too wordy.
Too wordy, yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Bandit Town? I don't know. I don't know. And a hook shot. Wow.
Oh, wow. Nothing like the hook shots early on. That's another item that helps a little bit with movement. And, you know, just opens up the seed.
Looks like I had a small bit of a hiccup. I didn't see anything.
So did I, but we're going to be able to see it when hycutype does it.
Okay, we had a fire rod on Solski's side, so I'm going to assume one of the other 3 chests here is fire rod.
hycutype also threw an extra bomb down to the bottom of the well just to let it know what was business.
And Solski getting his swag duck. And yep, there it is. Fire rod for both players. So hook shot and fire rod for both. Well, there goes my idea for the troll item.
Hey, you tried, man. I can respect that.
Yeah.
And both runners are remembering to actually activate the flute. There's definitely been a few runs and runners, including myself, that have gotten the flute early and then walked right by it and forgot to activate it.
And
Didn't get to do the walk of shame. Alright, there's that swag duck. So I'd say all in all, Duke Firebird, a pretty solid Kakariko. You've got a couple progression items here, and you know, stuff to unlock locations, helps with movement.
Actually, yeah, they're going to have an easier time with the Moldworm Cave, which is probably going to be one of their next location checks. Another one of the big 5 caves.
Oh yeah, hookshot makes clearing that room relatively straightforward.
A lot easier than bomb.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Or at the very least, it gives you unlimited tries.
Yep. And we had a piece of heart at the library, so right now boots are not required. We'll see if that comes into play for Desert Palace, though. And another big 20, and we got green pendant, 4 crystal, and 2 crystal for Eastern, Desert, and Hera.
Not bad, double crystal in the overworld. Not about what you expect.
And vanilla green. Oh, Solski going to the desert immediately. And he's just going to immediately flee. Oh, that's a good check, actually.
Just checking the ledge.
I never thought to ever do that.
Yeah, it's not a bad strategy when you get the flute that early. Oh, and he does use the block pushing hookshot tech to skip his way past that block. It saves him a trip in and out of the dam location. Very nice trick.
Yep.
Can also do that with a mirror too to disappear a block.
Yes, chat. We will confirm that. Green pendant in Eastern Palace, and then normal crystals at Desert and Hera.
Normal being a non-5 or 6 Fat Fairy related crystal.
Yes. And speaking of the Moldworm Cave,
we'll have to see what generous guy's got in his pockets and chests today. Ooh, and 4 for 4 hookshot hits on for Solski there. Impressive.
Yep, and he gets a replacement bomb, and he got more bombs, and a banana hat, and the glove.
Oh wow, that's a pretty generous cave for generous guy there.
Yeah, that is. So we
Stole
are
his
missing
clothes and his gloves.
So we are missing the Moon Pearl and a hammer for Dark World.
Yep. Or potentially the Moon Pearl and another glove upgrade.
Yep, that's true too.
Solski making clever use of the flute here. Really cuts down movement. If you're going to check these locations, just always remember to use the flute.
Yep. So now this is going to beg. I think after this, Solski's probably going to save and quit, go to the Sanctuary, and do the sewers with the glove. That opens that up. Plus, he can check and see if he needs to do the dark room after doing the main one.
Although with flutes and hookshot, there's definitely a lot of Death Mountain is accessible right now.
Oh,
so I could see runners going there. But
that is true. Yeah, I forgot about Death Mountain.
Although getting other little things done before you go there first is nice because there's a lot of stuff you can unlock further in Death Mountain if you get more items like the hammer or the gloves or the Moon Pearl or what have you. So
yeah,
it's not always a bad idea.
He might want to wait. He's probably might wait until he gets either the hammer or the mirror. So then he can take care of the entirety of at least Light World Death Mountain.
But there's a good chance that those items could be on Death Mountain too, so we'll have to see how they decide to route this. And the back of Escape Sewers has... Oh!
And the Pearl!
Oh, wow.
That is a stacked sewer. Wow.
Alright, so we are, like you said, either a hammer or another glove upgrade away from Dark World access here. Although I had to say, Hookshot Moon Pearl Flippers really makes me start to wonder about Aghanim. But we don't have anything that we can use to get to Aghanim quite yet.
Yeah, we're missing a sword first off, and then we also need either the cape or a Master Sword. So
Solski electing to go do the Flipper unlocked locations here. Not a terrible idea. Sometimes following what the logic kind of gives you is not a bad idea.
Definitely not, and with 900 rupees, you can get all of the Flipper stuff done.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to want to do those things eventually. The only thing I could think of that I always worry about doing what I call like orphaning a location, where you kind of make one particular location kind of all by itself and hard to justify visiting. And it seems like when you do Zora early, you really leave Catfish kind of on its own, and inevitably there'll be something there.
That is.
Question in chat: what is the score for these players? Both of these players are currently 2-2, so this is a very important match for both of these guys. They want to keep their playoff dreams alive.
Yep, if they win, they have a guaranteed spot in the playoff. And then if they win 2 more, they're guaranteed into the next round.
That is correct. hycutype not finding much into the Hobo Bridge.
Hey, we got a bottle and a sword!
Ooh, first sword.
1038.
I thought this was... I remember when open mode seeds used to not give you a sword until 50 minutes. All you kids need to get off my lawn.
Yeah. So Flipper's unlocking a lot of things. Now we have access to the Sick Kid. We have first part access to Aghanim. We don't have enough yet.
Nope. And nothing on the Zora ledge, just 20 bucks. Another question in chat. Does it feel great doing stuff? Yes, it does feel great doing stuff.
Yes.
Alright, let's see what Zora's got.
It great doing stuff.
Is it going to be life lessons?
Oh,
it's a Vitor.
He was holding Vitor hostage. What the heck?
that ain't right. 500 rupees. I'd gladly pay that to rescue poor Vitor from the clutches of Zora.
I'd pay 1,000.
Well, let's not go crazy here, man. You can buy a lot of blue potions with that kind of money.
That's true.
Alright, so Solski opting to immediately turn in this bottle to Sick Kid. Can't say I blame him. With the flute, it's a pretty darn quick check.
And 20 bucks.
But yeah, he only steals his lunch money, so not quite worth it.
Alright, now this one, I don't think he's stealing the lunch money. I think he brought the kid medicine, and the kid paid for just like a little taste of it.
That's a little too wholesome for my taste, sir.
Okay.
I'm all about robbery and stealing lunch money.
Okay.
That's what this commentary is about.
So this is a good cop. So this is good cop, bad cop. Got it.
I'll scare him, and then you go in and try to be nice to him. We can get the truth of where all the progression items are in this seed.
All right, looks like we're gonna get us a Hostlera check. Unfortunately, not gonna tuck this a Hostlera because we know it's an Eastern.
Yep. Oh, it looks like we get our first route divergence here. hycutype electing to go to escape.
All right, Solski's gonna be not checking Eastern. All right, I can respect that a little bit. Doesn't want to go in without the bow. I know he can do it lampless.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think both these runners are quite capable of doing the dark rooms.
Hmm?
Oh wait, oh, I guess he thought this was faster. Maybe it is a little faster.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It is just barely, just by a few seconds. I had to think about that for a second.
I saw you busting out that calculator, doing the math. Yep. It was like a beautiful mind for a minute over for Duke Fiber.
Yep. Alright, well, we got a map, so if we find a key somewhere in the chest down here, that means the dark chest is needed. Well, not necessarily needed, but it has an item.
It is a thing.
It is a thing.
Yeah, we'll have to see. With this being our first route divergence, you know, the first runner to hit pay dirt is going to be real happy. And when I say pay dirt, I don't mean the compass. Thanks, Eastern Palace. Thanks for nothing.
No, it's been a while since I've seen the compass there. I usually always see the big key there, personally.
hycutype showing off the sweet standard mode strats with Fighter's Sword escape here. Very nice. Oh, the mitts!
And there's the gloves. The mitts.
Ooh,
that is Dark World.
That is a pretty big payoff for Solski. I think he's going to elect to continue going for the last chest in here. I can't say I blame him. I mean, you're literally already here.
Yeah, you got two or three more chests to check. Actually, no, you'll have 3 more chests.
Yep. Meanwhile, hycutype making great use of the fire rod over there, just burning down the ball and chain.
And the bow!
Oh
wow. My!
Wow, so both of these runners getting completely different, amazing payouts.
This is going to be interesting.
This race just became...
This is an early race.
Ooh, and the ice
An
rod.
ice rod in Eastern.
Wow, this seed's just dropping the crazy items here. This is actually really good for hycutype though, because the bow is going to lead him to Eastern, where he's going to pick up that mid.
I just realized something. If we get a medallion and the Cane of Samaria, Turtle Rock becomes available.
That is true.
Oh boy.
Although we also still need the hammer for that as well.
That's true. Yeah, we need the hammer, but that would start itching. It's like, oh boy.
Well, the things that V26 likes to put in Turtle Rock, at least in my experience, seem to be the bow and the flippers. Since both those items are found, I get a little less worried about Turtle Rock, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, usually an early fire rod and ice rod, that's usually indicative. But
Although with my luck, you get ice rod super early, and then it turns out Turtle Rock was never required, like the one time you get it early.
No, you have to have both.
That's so true. Alright, time to see what else is in Eastern Palace here.
Yep, that was going to be the big key.
Yep, and he will check the chest.
And unfortunately, without the bow from escape, he is pretty much locked out. But maybe doing escape next.
Yep, and there's the mitts for hycutype, and he will be able to finish this dungeon.
Yeah, I think hycutype will finish it because you're in the dungeon, complete it, it's completable, and it's green pendant, and you're right next to Sahasrara, so why not?
Yeah, with getting the bow that early, I'm like, why not? But I could see dipping out is not an insane decision instead of completing it. We'll have to see what he does. Ooh, Solski heading toward escape. Oh no, he's floating! I got excited.
Oh no, he's going straight to Mire. Wait. Oh, he's gonna check. He's gonna get a Dark World check. Alright, Thieves Town 6, Pod 5, Skullwoods Blue.
Ice Palace was red pendant.
And Ice Palace was red.
Pod was Crystal 5.
Alright, so T-Rock is required.
Yep. So he's probably checking. It's always good to know what the Bombos for Mire. It's always good to know what the required dungeon medallions are, so you kind of know when you are or not in go mode. It's nice to have that knowledge early. The only downside is it might be a while before Solski decides to go to escape, since finding those mitts just open up a ton of overworld for him.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he'll remember.
Meanwhile, hycutype handling these dark rooms pretty well. Gets a little hug from the anti-fairies, but that's alright.
Yep.
Alright.
And on hycutype, there we go. And on hycutype side, I learned something new. Those are not anti-fairies. I did not know that.
What's not anti-fairies?
The anti-fairy sprites that are surrounding the one pot and the big key chest.
Oh yeah, that's correct. Yeah, they're
yeah, I did not know that.
Oh, yeah, they have really unique behavior.
I was like, powder it, death. It's like, okay. I learned something new.
I feel like that's the lesson that a lot of runners of this game learn eventually, and usually the hard way.
Right.
Question in chat, just got in, where's the bow? The bow was in the bottom of escape in the jail cell, where you find Zelda in the vanilla game.
Zelda's chest. She was secretly learning how to be an archer.
She's working on those mad skills. hycutype making excellent work of the fire rod, so we can actually see in this room.
Yep. Well,
Very difficult to do.
I mean, she does give you the light arrows, so she does kind of know how to use the bow, at least. So there's that.
That's true. She's probably better at archery than Link is.
But Link has his own game for that.
That is true. Time to see what's in Death Mountain here. If there is a huge payout here, that could really help Solski out. But
shield.
Just baby's first shield inside Spectacle Rock, not too exciting.
Alright, Solski having to go the long way around. Unfortunately, he does not have Hera access yet.
Oh no, not quite. Need the hammer or the mirror for that. Can't say I blame Solski for going here though. He has access to big chunks of both the Light and Dark World Death Mountain, so...
Oh! And hycutype missed the quick kill, getting knocked out of position.
All right, made a
finishes up.
pretty quick recovery though.
Yeah, the finishes up pretty good. Secondary strat.
Or if you're me, that's your always strat. All right, nothing too exciting in Paradox Cave so far. We'll have to see what else Solski finds. And I'm gonna be real curious to see where hycutype goes after he turns in this green pendant to Sahasrahla.
And then you hope it might flute the three and go to Thieves. Or the village.
Oh, the boots!
Boot! Vanilla boots!
Oh, what? So vanilla.
What is this? Oh,
did we randomize this seed? Has this seed been randomized?
I don't know.
Wow.
Oh boy, Solski is going to be falling behind if he does not get escape soon.
Yeah, that's a pretty big find. Now, I mean, we don't know 100% sure quite yet, if I remember correctly, that the boots are required.
Not yet, but
pretty high likelihood that they might be. And at the very least, all the running and boot use he's going to get is going to save hycutype quite a bit of time. But it is definitely not over yet. There are a lot of required items still left. You know, it is definitely not over. Solski could still make a comeback here.
Piece of heart on the floating island.
And we'll go check. You know, the Spiral Cave, not quite so bad with Hookshot. It's the best with Hookshot and boots, though.
Yeah. Well, someone in chat brings up a pretty valid point. Even if Solski goes for the bow, he's not going to be getting the boots. He's likely not going to be going back to Eastern for a while.
Well, you know, I'd say if they find the mirror, you know, my V26 spider senses would be tingling. I'd be like, I haven't been in enough, you know, pendant dungeons yet, and you can do pod
Master
and
Sword
Eastern pretty quick. Yeah, Master Sword and Spiral Cave, pretty nice.
Pretty good for a slow walk, getting the Master Sword.
But yeah, I could see if one of these if Solski gets the mirror, I could see him being a little more incentivized to do pod and Eastern at the same time.
Yeah. And here we go. Dark World check.
Yep, and he's got the hookshot, so he'll be able to do that sweet hookshot block skip thing.
Oh, yep. And Hookshot Cave. So he'll be done up here until he has to come back for T-Rock.
hycutype doing what I always also seem to do. I'm so used to not having the boots in version 26 that I just forget to use them when I get them early.
Yep.
Alright, let's see what's in Super Bunny Cave. Heart Container and the best boomerang.
Yep. RB Quark, Solski could be tempted into doing Aga. Solski will not be doing Aga. He has Dark World access. He can get to Pod and Pyramid, taking the north route.
Yep, the block right above Kakariko Village is liftable. Looks like that was Ether Turtle Rock.
I did not catch that, but I think you were right. I saw a lot more flat lines.
I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. But I'm pretty sure that was Ether. Alright, let's see what's in Hookshot Cave. Solski's going to need a big payout pretty soon.
Lamp.
Oh, the lamp's pretty good.
They don't need it, but lamp is technically required, but they don't need it.
It's always a handy find. I would rather not do Dark Rooms than have to do them. The advantage of having the lamp is it might push him in the direction of places that we know he has to go. Like finishing up Eastern.
Mm-hmm. Meyer was Bombos, correct.
Ooh, Solski heading toward escape.
Right.
This is a great move for him. He's going to find the bow down here, and he's going to be super happy.
He's going to be super happy, but then does he capitalize and complete Eastern?
It's easy to sit here and our... he's taken the lantern to this chest in here. Not a terrible move, but I really hope he checks the bottom of escape while he's here.
I think he will. Potentially he'll set up a Death Warp.
Yep, certainly possible.
5 and 6 were Thieves Town and Pod. Where it was Skullwoods and Ice Palace were the crystals, or the pendants.
Alright, so we're going to be seeing some catch-up collection for a hycutype here up in Death Mountain.
And it was the small key. Actually, yeah, we knew it was the small key.
Yeah, and some frustration slashes from Solski there, but pretty good use. This is definitely an intentional death. He's going to warp to the start of this place and check the bottom of escape and find his bow, most likely.
Yeah. Looks like we have an inaccurate inaccuracy on the tracker. Real quick, we'll get that fixed. Palace of Darkness is a 5/6 crystal, and Ice Palace is the other pendant.
Correct. Yeah, Ice Palace is the red pendant, if I remember correctly.
We will get that updated.
But that's why I think I have some hope for Solski to be able to do the same thing the hycutype did. He's going to want to go to Ice Palace, or rather, he's going to want to go to Pod pretty quickly once he finds the bow, I would imagine, and having the lantern. But with no mirror, I think his odds of checking Eastern, having already been there, are getting a little low. Oh, that's no problem, Bolt.
Yeah, no problem, man. Tracking's hard.
This is a lot harder than it looks.
It is.
And plus, I think the worst part is you have to listen to us blather throughout the entire commentary.
Yeah, we'll get a verification on T-Rock, but I believe you are right. It is Ether. Oops, didn't get the hook shot off.
That's all right. You don't lose much more than several seconds here, but that always gets on my nerves when I miss that trick. It's a lot harder than it looks. You have to hit the hook shot early enough while the block is moving to clip through it. And it is possible to clip through it but still get pushed out the other side, so there's definitely a trick to it.
Mm-hmm. And there's the bow for Solski and the boomerang for hycutype.
Best boomerang. Alright, so items that we're still on the lookout for, there's a lot of them. We're definitely looking out for Samaria and the hammer. And we need at least 2 medallions, I believe. Turtle Rock being... Haha, it was Ether.
Alright, so we don't need Quake. So the first medallion they find will likely be Quake.
because screw you, that's why. Welcome to Randomizer. Alright, so Solski taking his fire rod, going to Skull Woods. Interestingly, I don't know. I wonder if he's going to clear it or if he's going to just check the front for items because it's V26 and there's almost always something in Pendant Skull Woods.
Yep. Well, yeah, I usually always dip in when it's Pendant. Clear the front half. I leave the back half for later, but considering he does have the fire rod, I'd probably consider checking at least that one chest.
I mean, it's pretty easy to route the front of Skull Woods into kind of your Dark World routing.
Oh, Solski has to go get the pity key.
He's all about those dungeon items, maps, compasses. Now he knows where the boss is, you guys.
Yup. So for those who do not know what we mean by the pity key, this chest right here where Solski is always contains a small key.
And the reason for that is it is possible to drop in here through one of the kind of pitfalls in the top of Skull Woods. So we don't want anyone to accidentally soft lock by falling in there. So there's always a small key placed in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's the first item.
There are 2 items in Skull Woods, and hycutype had the same idea that Solski did.
Yep, and of all the items, and of all the dungeon items, did not get the big key.
Well, you know, finding one of the 2 treasures is at least knowledge enough.
That's true. If he would have found the big key in that chest, the big key chest would have had 20 rupees, so...
One of my least favorite rooms to do without Samaria, although having the fire rod to just burn those Gibdos mummies away is always nice.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Oh, another item that is definitely required that I did not mention earlier is the mirror, because Swamp is a crystal required dungeon. Do need the mirror to have access to that. And Dark World routing definitely gets a little annoying without the mirror. So routing becomes very important because you can't just go between the light and the Dark World at your leisure.
Yep. I can think of 2 locations immediately where actually 3, but right now one of them is not accessible because they don't have the book. But they would need the Graveyard Ledge, the Grove Ledge, and the Bombos Tablet.
And for those keeping track at home, the pedestal Steed Dream is still alive.
Oh my, yes.
It's still a little early in the seed, obviously, but
yeah, it could. Medallion could be in there. Let's see, Medallion, Mirror.
Hammer cannot be.
Samaria.
Oh yeah, Samaria could be in the pedestal. Man, wouldn't that be a troll?
Or all the fetch quest items are also a possibility.
All right, Solski taking that Death Warp. Curious to see if he's gonna go. What was the last item in there? I'm afraid I missed it.
I missed it too, unfortunately.
All right, well we'll see it really quickly with hycutype here. Question in chat: where was Fire Rod? It was pretty early in the seed. I believe it was in Kakariko in the well.
Yep, Kakariko well. Okay, it was the big key. Was in that chest. Right. So
thanks, chat. You guys are awesome.
Chat is good. Chat is good tracker.
All right, so we're gonna be seeing a big heat check from Solski. He's already got his bombs out. Probably gonna do the bomb jump. This bomb jump a little difficult to set up without boots. I believe there's a 2-pixel window, and Solski gets it. Looks like on the first try. Good work, Solski. Oh no, he drops a rage bomb. Oh, he's going back to do Mothula. It's a bold choice.
Well, yeah.
I don't think it's a bad choice or a crazy choice, but it is a bold choice.
It is bold. Well, he does have the Master Sword, so it's a lot easier than Fighter Sword.
Yeah, well, hycutype's already on his way over here.
Yeah, hycutype thinking, I'll check the big key chest if Moth doesn't have anything. And yes, this is a pendant dungeon, guys, so...
neat little trick there. Solski did stun the beetle there, because I believe the stun prize pack is a magic refill. So that was pretty smart of him to want to pick that up before going all the way to the end of Skull Woods here.
Was that a full magic refill?
I believe it was.
Nice.
Oh, hycutype, be careful! Oh, he's got a red potion, okay.
Got red go.
He's debating using it, okay. I feel like you should now, buddy. There you go.
Yep.
This is definitely one of the tougher fights in this game, at least in my opinion. Having Fire Rod and boots does make maneuverability a little bit nicer, but it's still rough no matter how you slice it. For those who don't know, Mothula does not take damage if you knock him into spikes. That's just part of the way the game is coded, so if Mothula decides to hang around the edge of the map... Oh, Tempered Sword.
Tempered Sword, so we're gonna have a pretty fast Ganon fight.
Yep.
So both players will be getting their Tempered.
Yep. Yeah, so for those who don't know, knocking him into spikes does not register damage. Makes the fight a little more annoying. But so though Tempered not 100% required, it does speed up both the Ganon fights and a lot of incidental dungeons. So this could kind of be a net, time, it might just be kind of a wash, and it might make the seed a little bit easier just because of execution.
Yeah, it's got to be a wash since both players are getting it approximately at the same time. So, man, they were.
The old Cheeto sword. Well, if this does turn out to be a pedestal seed type, hycutype will already be, 2 penance of the way there.
All he'll need to do is Ice Palace.
Nothing in the Magic Cape spot.
So that's the third one. 2 left.
Yeah, this is a rich cash money dollar bill yellow seed.
Yeah, I remember watching another seed. We actually had all 5 300 rupees drop and get collected. It was just so weird. Like, what are we gonna do with all this money? We don't need to buy potions.
Alright, so it looks like both of these runners going to the Thieves Town area would be my guess. Solski electing to save and quit and flute out, whereas hycutype just kind of ran there. Alright, let's see what's in the chess game. Oh, Bombos!
There's Meyer access.
Yep, that is a 100% required disc.
Still needs the Cane of Samaria to complete, but it has access.
Yep, hycutype electing to open up the Thieves' Town while he's moving down, but not check it quite yet. He does not have the hammer, so the urge to clear that dungeon right now is a little lower since there is one hammerlock chest.
That is correct.
Question in chat: where were the boots? They were on Green Pendant's turn into Sahasrahla, so vanilla boots.
Vanilla boots. Vanilla boots with vanilla palace.
Yeah, that's like extra vanilla. That's like vanilla bean boots.
Yeah. French vanilla bean boots.
Oh, the hammer!
The hammer!
In Thieves' Town, wow. hycutype making all the right moves in this seed.
Wow. Well, don't got to worry about that chest now.
Nope. That's just a straight up clear. You know, this is it's kind of a near vanilla hammer when you think about it. It's still in the same dungeon. Oh wait, no, wrong dungeon. That's pod.
No, I was gonna say that's pod.
I'm gonna have more drinks of this adult beverage I'm drinking.
It's the mitts in this one, man.
That's refreshing. I haven't been drinking it all, you guys. Oh, and Quake.
Okay.
Useless Quake.
Okay, okay. It was almost the first medallion they got.
We do know, unfortunately, that Quake is a big pile of useless in this seed. Unless you want to turn dead rocks into weird slime things, which is not technically useless.
Yeah, you can actually kill them and get your revenge.
I had to say that on my list of most annoying enemies in this game that aren't bosses or whatever, I'm pretty sure dead rocks are number one. I hate those guys.
Yep.
And for those curious, dead rocks are the name of those little square-looking dudes that turn into rocks in Death Mountain and block your path when you hit them. Alright, so hycutype making his way to the top floor of Blind's dungeon here. Time to see what is in the top here. Oh, just a compass. You know, I guess getting the sweet hammer drop inside Thieves' Town is more than you can ask for.
Yep.
So for the most part, excuse me, this dungeon is pretty much just well, once you have the hammer, it's pretty much just straight execution. There's not a lot of routing decisions to make. Having already had the hammer means there's not really any gambles to make, so it's kind of a nice little dungeon to just kind of, you know, play really well and feel good about and execute well on. hycutype deciding to give that ornamental vase thing a couple of hugs.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, and there's a mysterious maiden here. That's not at all suspicious.
Yeah,
she seems pretty trustworthy.
That's the Thieves' Town maiden.
Yeah, she's not hiding anything, I bet. We'll just rescue her and be on our way. No problems, no worries. Alright, so outside of the hammer, nothing too crazy. Oh, a nice hammer dash strats from hycutype, but he does miss the switch, unfortunately. So it looked cool, but didn't save him any time.
7.8 out of 10. You missed the switch.
Oh my gosh, it turns out that lady was blind after all. I did not see that one coming. Get it? I didn't see that one coming. Remember to tip your service, folks. Really solid first two phase blind fight by hycutype there.
Nearly flawless. 2 hits. That's okay.
Any blind fight you can walk away from.
Yep.
Alright, so that is, I believe, the first, we're, nearly 40 minutes into the seed, and we've got our first crystal dungeon completed. So I'd say the troll meter right now is currently right about average. We'll have to see how required these boots were. I might upgrade the troll meter a little bit.
Okay.
Alright, hycutype opting to do the digging game, looks like.
Yeah, it's probably going to do the digging game, grab the frog for the world tour, and then save and quit. no mirror.
Yeah, not having the mirror makes that a little more awkward, but you gotta work it in. Oh, we got B-Torp strats from Solski on blind here. I love it. Showing that head who's boss.
Seems legit. And B-Torp got tired and went home.
Alright, so let's see if hycutype, I think with him walking up this way, he's going to do the frog world too, or he is.
Yep.
Did he not do the hammer peg game, or am I crazy and missed it?
He did not yet. He's probably going to do that after Smith's.
Yep, certainly possible. He has to go in there and get the chest anyway, you're right. Good call, sir. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have more sips of this adult beverage.
Yep, V-Torp confirms he is tired, so he went home to go to bed. Hello, V-Torp.
Alright, Solski, meanwhile, helping out my curiosity and doing the hammer peg game. That's right neighborly of him.
Good guy, Solski.
Alright, time to see what's in not quite so hype cave in version 26. It could still pay off though, let's see. Piece of heart, low levels of hype. Triple bombs, I'm sad. Bomb upgrade, more bomb upgrades. Alright, the hype is dead, kids.
Not so hype.
I remember the days of version 18 of this, where Hype Cave you would have like 3 progression items. Those are the good old days.
Yeah,
you kids need to get off my lawn.
It's like what? Sword, hammer, glove. No, yeah, sword, hammer, Titan's mitt.
Fire rod.
Maybe a medallion.
Alright, our mysterious frog has randomly turned into a small old man. So we will,
from what I've learned, his name is Jeremiah.
Oh, really? I did not know the community had named him.
Yeah, it's from a song, Jeremiah, like Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Something like that. I was like, oh, that is unique. I like that.
Oh, it burns. Alright, we get King's Tomb check from hycutype. Can't say I blame him, gotta take advantage of these boots. Outside of movement tech and time saving, I do not believe the boots have paid off quite yet.
Not quite yet.
Although I would consider, time saved as having quote-unquote paid off.
Right. King of Spines. Boots was at Sahaslara with the green pendant from Eastern.
Maximum vanilla.
Oh, and they were actually swordsmiths this time!
The vanilla continues.
Is this vanilla?
Oh my god.
Is this even randomizer?
This is vanilla extract levels, kids. If Canis Samaria is in Mire, I'm gonna throw up.
If Canis Samaria is in Mire, I'm gonna flip a table. Doesn't even have to be the big chest, just in the dungeon.
Alright, we got hycutype making his way up to pod here. Can't say I blame him. He's got everything he needs to complete it. And it is required. Meanwhile, Solski about to be once again disappointed by Meh Cave.
Yep.
Although V-Torp in chat making a good point, the best randomization is not randomized at all. If you want maximum trolling, put an item in its vanilla location, because that is often the last place a experienced randomizer player will think to check.
Yep.
Solski
flashes on Solski.
Solski's showing his love for Hype Cave. As a person who often is expressing himself emotionally via slashes and item use in this game, I definitely understand Solski. Alright, so it looks like Solski will be getting his delicious butter that he can spread over toast in the form of a butter sword over here.
Yum. Buttered toast.
Hycutype electing to do the full Bullock side of pod before going up the center. Interesting choice. And Solski enjoying the excessive amounts of vanilla. The tempered Master Sword to tempered is a really great upgrade. It makes a pretty big difference as far as time spent on enemies and bosses. But the difference between butter sword, or rather tempered sword and butter, is not that huge. Potentially saves you a little time in the first phase of Ganon, but outside of that, most enemies die to a swipe of tempered for the most part. So most runners are real happy to find tempered, but don't really care as much about butter. Again, unless they're trying to butter their toast.
All right. Solski deciding to finish his Eastern.
Oh, he's going to be rewarded with the not yet known if needed boots.
He's going to be rewarded with the sneakers.
The old Nikes. Today's stream brought to you by Reebok. I wish. I would totally sell out.
You sold out the two different companies. That's the worst.
I know. I'm shilling to anyone that's listening, man. I am for sale. We just put logos up all over the sides of these dungeons. We'll make it happen. All right. Oh, the mirror. That's a pretty big find.
That is humongous.
Interestingly enough, if Solski had opted to go to Pod before checking Eastern and had found the mirror there, I wonder if his urge to finish this dungeon would have been any higher, since it would have been very convenient.
Ooh, actually, I don't know.
With both the mirror and hammer, Hera is definitely available, as is the entirety of Swamp Palace, since they have the mirror and the hookshot and the hammer.
Yep.
So right now we are looking for, definitely looking for Ether and Samaria to be able to complete this seed.
Yep, Ether, Samaria, yeah, that's it. Silvers maybe, but we're butter sword at this point, so it'll be fast either way.
Silvers are always nice, but not always, not required. Although I think the logic will always want you to have access to them.
Yeah, oh yeah, it does, because silvers are technically required.
Alright, let's see if Solski has any better luck with the Armos fight. Oh, not quite.
I'm gonna say no.
That is definitely harder than it looks, folks. The runners that do this flawlessly make it look easy due to all the time and practice they put in. Yeah, it definitely is not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, that is correct.
Solski picking up his green pennant, and for those who are late to the party, green pennant does turn into Sasha for the boots. I mean, for the Adidas. Maybe someone from one of these companies is listening. We can make it happen. Alright, Solski picks up his Converses. I'm running out of brand names. Question in chat, who is ahead? It's still a little hard to tell. I'd give a slight advantage to hycutype right now for having had access to some of the required items a little bit earlier than Solski. And he does currently have the mirror, which does definitely place him objectively ahead as far as items. But this is a randomizer, and we still have 2 required items left to find, so it is still anybody's game right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would classify this race as close.
Yeah, Solski is behind almost a full dungeon at this point. But that could change. It really depends on what route Solski wants to take and if he can find something in the overworld.
I always enjoy waiting for this wall to move in Pod because it's one of the few times in the game you can actually take a mental break for a second.
Yep, I usually use this time to go, okay, where am I going after Pod?
It's one of the things you always want to think about when you're running this game as a player. When you've got a dungeon like Thieves' Town, like I talked about, that's very execution-based, or the end of this dungeon, where there's not a lot of thought to do, it's just execution. You always want to be thinking about your next move. You want to be thinking, hey, if I don't find anything here, where do I go next? And, if I do find one of these required items I'm looking for, how does that change my routing? If you can do that while you're playing, it can really have a huge effect on how effective your routing is.
Agreed. Question in chat from Thadrim. Did we check Zora? Yes, we did. Zora had Vitorp,
He did.
but it was the second bottle.
He was holding Vitor hostage. That ain't right.
Yeah, I know.
Solski making the correct play to Pod, by the way. He will find his mirror in here.
That's good. I think Pod's pretty much the only thing that's opened up other than Hera. But Pod being a... Oh, actually, no. Pod is the correct play because this also opens up the Fat Fairy.
Oh, yeah, that's correct.
It was Thieves Town and Pod, so we will be getting a Fat Fairy check. And a Pyramid check.
My memory's poor. Have either of these runners checked the Pyramid yet? I don't think they have.
No, I have not, no. I think they were both... hycutype is definitely routing that in with Fat Fairy.
Yep.
That
always feels good when you can do those at the same time. But Swamp Palace and
Desert and everything's
Desert.
open. Actually, every dungeon is open with the exception of Turtle Rock. And Mire is not completable. That is the only other thing.
Mire seems to be one of the dungeons that the Logic likes to prefer putting items in, so if a runner wanted to check the front of Mire without Samaria, it might not be the best statistic play, but I could understand why they would do it.
Okay, hycutype seeing that he does indeed have access to Mire. This is his first time down here.
I was right, yeah, he has not been in here yet. Yeah,
And
knowing what items you need to access what dungeons are always nice to know.
Mm-hmm. Swamp is open, guys. They have the mirror, they have a hook shot, they have flippers, they have hammer.
Yep, definitely completable. Although it does seem to be up just Bugnet and Checkerboard Kid.
Oh, you're leaving? But you need that defeat Aghanim. Why you leave that?
hycutype decides to abandon the memes and try to save the frames.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that is a meme. The Bugnet is one of the few items that can actually reflect the projectiles from Aghanim. It's kind of hilarious.
Definitely fun to do if you want to do some swag. And if you have the boots, you can item dash with the nets, and it will reflect the Aghanim firebolts while you're dashing at them, and it is just hilarious.
Oh, wow, I need to try that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, Desert was boots locked.
It was. Well, actually, the big key could be in the chest over here.
Doubtful, though.
Yep, I doubt it too, but possible. Could be possible.
Okay, it wasn't.
So boots.
Well, hold on. Well, no, actually, hold on. It still could be. If a required item is back here.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep, well played, sir. Well played. And big key could be on the torch in Ganon's tower.
True too.
Is it gonna be map compass?
Watch this be the compass.
Come on.
No.
Oh.
Okay, not required. Boots not required technically.
Well, boots not yet required. There's still one more spot.
Not yet.
Oh man.
So getting a key for a key. So fun fact about Pod, 6 small keys. If after you've completed the dark maze and this little U-turn, actually after you complete this little U-room, if you have 2 keys remaining, you do not need to go to that room south of the turtles because that will be your final key because you will be key locked.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of interesting, if you know the intricacies of the way specific dungeons are laid out, you can definitely save yourself some time checking things based on your key status.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely next level randoming.
Although that's really only effective in Pod, it's not effective in Ice, it's not effective in Swamp, in Skull Woods, and it's not effective in Mire because there's just so many keys. Pod, there's a perfect number of keys that you use. So yes, to note, the logic assumes you misuse your keys. The logic will assume the worst case scenario and that you will find a way to lock yourself out.
Ooh, nice Landmo fight from hycutype there. I call that a 1.5 cycle almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say 1.5. And that is another crystal.
Yep, the crystals are definitely coming at a much faster pace than they were at the beginning of the seed, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yep, VTort makes the note. It assumes it because people do it. So true.
Well, it's important to make sure that people new to this game, don't completely hose themselves out of, for lack of really obscure key knowledge.
Yep.
So that's a good feature. I support it.
All right, we're going to be checking the big chest item because it has something.
Yep, don't blame hycutype for putting this off to last, since you have to kill Landmo anyway. Might as well do it, see if that saves you the item. And just a Pizza Heart.
Pizza. We did get an Aguna check. Didn't have anything.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but it was
anything
no
of
bueno.
note, at least.
Oh, do we have a Samaria-less Meyer check from hycutype here?
Yes, we do. All right, am I gonna be flipping a table here?
there could be. You should go set up that plastic folding table just to prepare yourself. Ooh, really nice turtle room execution by Solski there. All right, this could either be an amazing play from hycutype or a gigantic waste of time. We're about to find out. There are 2 items in this dungeon, and if one of them is Samaria, actually, it'd almost be worse if it was Ether and Samaria, because then you would be in go mode for one ridiculous decision.
Wow. Yeah.
Odds of that happening pretty low though.
And then
nice.
And then this is actually another dungeon where you, if you follow the logic a little bit, I learned this one the other day too. If a certain key has a small chest, you know where the big key is. Well, it's irrelevant in this case.
Well, actually, having the big key being in the first chest that most runners check in this dungeon could be important, because if hycutype, if this ends up being a waste of time and Solski comes here in go mode, he'll save a lot of time over hycutype.
That is true.
Although that was a lot of what ifs I just threw at you there.
Oh, that is true though.
Alright, it'll be interesting to see where Solski goes. I could see desert being a good play. Oh, is he going to swamp? He is, getting the hammer out.
Going to swamp. Can't fault that play. It's good item density.
Yep.
Greasy inside. No, we have not seen a spike cave check yet.
Although the runners haven't been up to Hera yet, so I would imagine that they would route it in right around the same time.
So here's the key I'm talking about. In this room, if that chest had... Give me a second!
Are you... Rip Duke Firebird's table. Oh my gosh. hycutype with the soul read on this seed. Are you kidding me? Oh, look at that. The table flipping.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh my god.
Really? Another vanilla location. Wow.
Not exactly vanilla, but it might as well be, man.
Close
enough. This has been a very vanilla seed. Wow. Man, where's Phantom Ryu when you need him, man? I need to get a Phantom Ryu soundboard.
Yeah, we do.
Solski's showing off the nice hookshot dash tech with a big bomb, but boy, I'm finding it hard to imagine when he's gonna find time to check Meyer without the Canis Samaria. What a ridiculous play.
So we're just missing Ether for go mode.
Yeah, Ether is required to open up Turtle Rock. No bueno for the Fat Fairy chest, unfortunately. It was a good move, though. And just $20 in the Pyramid of Power.
Hey, quit setting the tables back up. I'm gonna flip them again.
we've got a table flipping and setting contest going on in chat right now, and it's glorious. Meanwhile, we got hycutype
Thank you guys. That's still quite fun. It's like, just really, what are the odds of that happening? Actually, I say that, but it's like I kind of halfway do know the odds. That's the sad thing.
Ooh, hycutype just took quite a bit of damage. He's only got 4 hearts for this Vitreous fight.
He'll be fine.
Oh, he should be, but this is definitely not a free fight. And he will have to take it just a little bit slower just to make sure he doesn't die. Oh no, hycutype. Does he have a potion or a fairy?
He does not.
I think he used his red potion earlier in the seed.
He did.
Alright, he's taking it nice and slow.
Okay, he's good.
Yep, and the arrows will finish him off nicely. But yeah, as we mentioned earlier, oh, Solski, are you going? Are you checking? No, you're running past the place that you have to go. No.
Well, he doesn't check this yet.
That's true.
Maybe he'll get the swag net.
I mean,
yes,
it's really hard to justify.
We are aware that it's not unusual for this to be Samaria, but it's just the fact that it was Samaria with vanilla Eastern, with vanilla
he's going back in.
boots.
Is he doing it? Oh no, he's doing desert. Okay, that's a very reasonable play. hycutype himself did desert before going into Mire. But yeah, the real question for this seed now is where is that gosh darn ether?
Mm-hmm. Did he? Oh no. He's backdooring it. That's a good move. Knowing he can complete it.
When I have the boots already, I'm a little less inclined to make this play because you know, regardless, you're going to be able to get what you're looking for. But it doesn't cost a whole lot of time, so. All right, so we're getting our first look at the.
Finally getting a Hera play.
They've had access to Hera for quite some time.
Okay, Brutask, you just said the worst thing imaginable for the fact that this is becoming a vanilla randomizer. Book in Hera with vanilla ether.
If it's vanilla ether, you're gonna have to like run to Walmart, buy some cheap tables, and just start flipping.
Mm-hmm. We do not have book for pedestal checks, guys. Do not know.
Yeah, we do not know. I mean, ether could be on the pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
The dream is alive. Ether is one of those. Any of the medallions are always an interesting possibility for pedestal because there's no like pre-required dependencies. They're only just required once late in the logic chain. So they're. If you're gonna have something on a pedestal, having it be a medallion is not a not a crazy thing. hycutype enjoying his well-earned rest during this tile room sequence here.
Yep.
For those that don't know, if you stand on top of those color switch tiles when they change, you do get immunity. So you can stand there and let the tiles hit you, and it ain't nothing but a thing.
Alright, so first two chests were the compass and the big key. So likely going to be moldworm. I'm going to call the small chest being the other item.
Oh, the one right below the big key chest there?
Yeah. I think big key chest is going to have the map.
I like it. Oh, looks like we got the same 1.5 cycle Landmo fight from Solski there.
Not bad, not bad.
Alright, let's see if you're right.
So far? Nope. Blue cane. Alright, I was wrong, but...
Well, hycutype has completed his cane collection, so that's good.
Well, that officially opens up Spike Cave.
Oh, and Solski is ditching out and not checking Mire, unfortunately. I can't say I blame him. Oh, wait, no, he is. Is he doing it? Oh, is he doing it?
Actually,
hycutype gets mega moldworm trolled. That was awesome.
Ouch.
That was the best bonk I've ever seen. He jumped off the thing and bounced straight off into the pit.
That's happened to me. I actually fell on an impossible tile on a bonk.
He did it again. Oh, that is all hilarious.
Yeah, I did that once. There's a clip of it, and I was like, wait, what? It's the tile that's next to the L bracket that you can't fall off of. So, like, there's no legal way to get to that tile. And I jumped down, pinked off of his head, and landed there. And I was like, how did that happen?
Yeah, people, VTorp in chat pointing out the soft lock potential there. Alright, so Solski checking that last desert chest. He's going into Mire, kids. This race is still relatively close now, because he's going to pick up Samaria and be able to finish up this desert. So hycutype definitely has a bit of a lead, but it's going to come down to who finds Ether first.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hycutype does not know the medallion requirement.
He does not.
Unless it magically changed and we didn't see it.
I mean, I have been drinking, man.
Still Ether?
Nope, still Ether.
Oh, I saw that pause. It was like...
I mean, but see, that's why, you know, going up here to check is not a terrible thing. Because knowing when you are or not in go mode is important. Oops, Spike Cave. We're about to see it. This has got to be in the top 5 troll locations in this game, in my opinion.
Yep. All right. So Spike Cave logic. You have to have the glove and you have to have the hammer. You must also have either a bottle or half magic, and either the cane of Burna or the magic cape. Alternatively, you can also just tank the damage. But,
yeah, you just take it to the face. Or
but
the
it
feet,
requires
I guess,
those. Because we actually had this happen in V25, where the only potential upgrade was the hook shot, and it was in Spike Cave, but there was no feasible way to get in there. There was not enough health, no bottles, no half magic, no immunity. So
and the odds of that happening are super low.
They got that fixed pretty fast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, odds of that happening are pretty low, but you know, so many versions and seeds of this game are played that it was bound to happen eventually.
Axio, yes, it accounts for 1 bottle. It's why you need 1 bottle or half magic. That way you can refill. Basically, you need to be able to enter and exit at the same time.
Solski picking up his Samaria. He's got that taste of vanilla in his mouth.
And yeah, and the sick kid item, and the bottle is also the sick kid could also have an item. So bottles couldn't be locked behind something the sick kid holds.
Alright, can't say I blame hycutype for deciding to check out Swamp first. It is a required dungeon. You have to do it anyway, and you know, who knows, Ether could be in here.
Yep, Ether for go. We have 3 dungeons left. We've yet to get any of the fetch quest items. That's another interesting standpoint.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, no mushroom, no shovel, no powder. Alright, I'm gonna be real curious to see, if I was a betting man, I'd say hycutype is going to head toward, straight to the back of Swamp and kill Vitreous, or rather Argus, and get the chests back there since he's only looking for 1 item.
I agree with that.
Swamp Palace is,
hey! Oh, hycutype missed. Oh, that could be big. Mushroom was the other item in Mire.
Oh, it was. He didn't pick it up.
And he didn't get it.
Man, wouldn't that be the ultimate troll?
Oh, man, that's gonna suck.
I did say, what if Ether and Samaria were in Mire, and then quickly, you know, brushed that thought off because it was so ridiculous. But if Ether is behind the mushroom, then that will be ridiculous.
Oh, that's gonna hurt if that's the case.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not realize that hycutype did not get the 2nd item out of Mire. That's a bold move.
Yep, that's confirmed. I just saw his menu. He did not get it.
Well, we'll have to see if that pays off. That would definitely put that would rocket Solski right into the lead if that were the case.
Yes, it would.
But we've got a lot of chests left to check.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say once if Ether is not in Swamp here, it could be anyone's race.
Yeah.
Well, definitely hycutype has an advantage for being about a dungeon ahead, but You know, still anyone's race.
Somebody pointing, it's possible he thought he got both items. I highly doubt it. Hycutype is a very top-ranked player. He knows his dungeon counts.
Anything is possible.
He's probably banking on a gamble. Yep. I was about to say something because somebody said, "What if Shroom leads? If Shroom leads to Ether, it's GG." And then somebody's like, "Shroom leads to Book, which leads to Ether Tablet." I was like, "No, Shroom leads to Book, which leads to Ether, which leads to Shovel, which leads to Ether."
Well, if it already led to Ether, it can't lead to Ether again, my friend.
Oh, no, leads to Ether Tablet.
Oh, Ether Tablet, gotcha.
For Ether.
Wow, there's a lot of people in chat just throwing out the worst possible case scenario. Yeah, you guys are jerks. I love it.
So far, it's still alive.
If there's one thing you can count on chat for, it's coming up with the most ridiculous Fesquetched logic for the last required item. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah, we need to throw powder in there too.
Oh, nope. Ether and Swamp!
That's go mode!
That is go mode for hycutype. Wow. So a lot of the gamble's paying off for hycutype, so that is definitely go mode. Although, honestly, I would not blame... I mean, it's pretty solid routing for Solski to go straight to Swamp after this, just like hycutype has done. So we'll see if he decides to go with the standard play or not. Yeah, the Fetch Quest Dream trolling is now dead, unfortunately. Or fortunately, perhaps, for everyone's sanity. This could be end up being a pretty fast Sea Duke Firebird. I mean, we're gonna have entry into Turtle Rock at about 1:15 or a little bit earlier for hycutype.
Yeah. Where is Solski going? What didn't he do?
I don't know.
I was about to say he didn't do... No, I thought he did his north check.
The lantern? Is he going to go burn down the... Oh.
Oh, he's gonna... Oh, he's doing the glitch! He's doing the glitch!
Oh, yeah, he's doing the Samaria Mushroom glitch. Interesting. So, for those that don't know, if you have the Mushroom and the Cane of Samaria, but don't have the Powder, it is possible to, if you drain your magic, to try to use the Cane of Samaria and then quick switch to the Mushroom. The game will think you have the powder, and as you'll see, he just activated the powder bat right there.
First try, it looked like.
Yep.
It is nearly frame perfect, so.
This is it.
Oh,
and
red
you get
mail.
the red tunic.
Well, eh.
It ain't Ether, but it's classified as a minor glitch for those wondering in chat. It's the same as using fake flippers or what have you. So perfectly allowable.
Yeah, perfectly allowable.
Alright, Solski really needs to hoof it to Swamp if he wants to stay in this race. Now, it would not surprise me if he took this chest and flew to, turn into Gary, and then he'll be in the area of Swamp that might make him want to go in there.
Yep.
But at this point, hycutype unfortunately does have a pretty decent lead. Oh, and he flew to the wrong place.
Oops.
Who hasn't done that at least once in their lives? Come on.
Many times. Alright, I would say this is Go Mode Turtle Rock, but Go Mode Turtle Rock is the same as regular Turtle Rock, unfortunately. Exception maybe being to the laser bridge if they can find all the keys. Well,
yeah,
at least we get to see what this turn-in is.
I can't
Vanilla
really blame
powder?
Solski.
Vanilla powder?
Vanilla powder.
Give me vanilla powder, just do it. Just do it.
You got your hands on the table, my friend?
Yes.
Alright, let's see it. Come on. You went to all that trouble.
Okay.
Aw. Your table lives another day, my friend. Can't say I blame Solski for refilling and picking up these pots. I mean, he's already here.
That's a good move.
Alright, I think he's put off Swamp long enough. Let's hope he heads in that direction. Nope. Is he going to, oh, that's right, he has not done Harry yet. He has not done Harry yet.
He's not done Harry.
I had forgotten, I didn't realize he was that far behind.
Yeah, he's down 2 dungeon.
Man, I don't blame him for checking all those extra chests. Oh, nice spin speed movement tech up the ladder by Solski there.
Kane swag.
Yeah, definitely a skilled runner. I just think he's been a little bit by some of the routing choices here, unfortunately.
Yep.
I'm seeing a lot of tables being gently kept in place in chat. Good work, guys.
Half magic.
That's always a nice find.
Well, that'll make Trinex a little bit more bearable.
Buttersword Trinex, already pretty nice, and they have Buttersword and the boots, so the zero cycle Trinex is definitely possible. Very difficult to pull off. You can use the boots to dash behind him.
Yep. So I guess the only vanity item we're looking for is a silver arrow. We know where the red mail is.
That is true. Wow, the Chain Chomp throwing him into the the tile he needed for the immunity. That was funny. Yeah, the only thing I could think of that might have really helped out Solski is if he had done Swamp before Hera. He would have had Ether in his hands, and he could have done Hera and Total Rock right at the same time and saved himself a lot of routing. But
yeah, he would have went. Yeah, he would have went to Turtle Rock first. Guarantee it.
Yeah, well, he would have been in good mode at that point.
Yeah, because then you park your mirror right in front of Ganon's tower, leave Hera. Hey, Ganon's tower, 7 crystals, go.
Adorable bunny Link.
Oh.
Yeah, both. We didn't talk about the sprite metagame very much at the beginning of the seed, but both of these runners choosing to go with with the classic, with the standard. It is tried and true.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Chat brings up a point. We haven't seen the validation arrow yet.
Yeah, there is one chest in this game that contains a single arrow. Arguably the most useless chest in the game. Although I think the single green rupee is right up there.
I actually disagree with that single arrow because of where it actually exists in the vanilla game.
Is that the chest that's in the vanilla validation chest? I honestly don't remember.
No, it is the chest in pod before you do the jump across the in the big central room.
Oh, it's there. Oh, that
on
makes
the right
sense.
side.
You can use that
it's
arrow
the one
to
right
shoot
before.
the thing.
You can use that arrow to trigger the crystal.
I did not know that. I'm learning all kinds of things today. I don't run a lot of vanilla. I mostly play randomizer.
Yeah.
Oh, and that red Stelfo is blocking the fire rod shot for Solski. That's always annoying.
Yep.
We have a chat pointing out that vanilla sprites for a vanilla seed is very true. Good work, Field Pigman. And hycutype knows he has enough keys. That's why he's skipping that chest, by the way.
So he is now officially go-moding Turtle Rock.
And yeah, this is going to be a pretty fast seed, as I mentioned. He's going to be out of Turtle Rock and done with this fight well before, a little bit before 1 hour 20 minutes. So
sub 130 is possible, dependent on RNG.
Yeah, it really depends on where that big key is. And the chances for troll are 0, unfortunately, because we've already got the boots. So even if it's on the torch, they'll have access to it. Solski also completing his cane collection over there. Alright, time to see if hycutype is going to go for any hot zero cycle Trinex strats. It is hard to pull off. But basically you have to, as soon as you get into the room, you dash behind Trinex before his heads fully pop out. And with the butter sword, you can immediately whack them and kill them before they go down. But hycutype going with a tried and true, steady 1 cycle Trinex. Doesn't save you a whole lot of time and is much more reliable.
Not bad.
And the setup for this spin double hit is definitely a lot harder than it looks too.
Yep, and didn't get it, but good recovery. So, fun side note for Trinex, when he's in his snake form, before that central part of his torso glows, his head is vulnerable. That's why you spin slash the head, try to get 2 spins on it.
Yep, if you get 2 spins, then you can hit him in the head 1 more time before his middle becomes vulnerable, and then you never even have to worry about that middle part. All right, so you guys know what time it is. It's everybody's favorite part of the game. There are 22 chests in Ganon's tower, and we are looking for the big key. So, what chest do you think has the big key? Lay it on me, Duke Firebird. Where do you think the big key is this time?
I'm gonna go with my tried and true number, 13.
13. See, I was math is hard for me, so I always like to think about it in terms of like place.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go with the randomizer room.
Here.
So depending on what kind of routing they do, you know, that could be anywhere from like right around 17 or so. We'll have to see.
Yeah, 13. I think my 13, that would be Bob's chest. If we're doing standard routing.
I'm seeing a lot of tile room in chat. You guys are awful.
All right, hycutype has the key going right.
There's a lot of thoughts out there as to. It's also worth noting that Solski is heading toward Swamp, so he will be picking up his ether quite shortly here. Unfortunately, he is an entire dungeon, and actually 1.5 dungeons behind hycutype at this point.
Almost effectively 2 at this point, because they both basically just started.
Yeah. But there's a lot of thought processes on where you can go as far as routing for Ganon's tower. Doing the route that hycutype is doing right now is nice because even if the big key is not over here, you minimize like the time loss you might get if it was over here. So quick checking it first, you lose maybe 40-50 seconds, but you don't lose 4 or 5 minutes if it turns out to be over here. This particular route has been getting more popular as of late. Oh, and the powder.
And then he's gonna grab his one and mirror back to the front. All right, so that was 6. So the counting wonk is now a little bit off. Bob lives with number 7.
He does. Meanwhile, Solski is making his way through Swamp Palace. Ether was in the waterfall chest room, I believe, so he'll come upon that quite shortly here.
Bob's chest is the room right above the Ice Armos.
That is correct. Bob is the name of the glitched Annie fairy in this game.
That's 12. No, wait, that's 7.
That was 10, I think.
That's 11.
Oh, 11. Yep, because of the extra chest. I never learned how to count. Oh, I keep getting red Stalfos trolled. And hookshotting the wall in frustration. He just can't kill. And he gives him a few extra rage swipes. You know, in my previous tiers of most annoying enemies, I put Dead Rocks at number 1. I think mini Moldworms are probably at number 2. Red Stalfos definitely at number 3. Those guys are annoying.
Yeah. Alright, we are coming up on chest number 13.
It is worth noting that Solski has decided to do a full clear of Swamp, which will unfortunately lose him a little bit of time. Can't say I blame him.
Hey!
Hey, there we go. What number was that?
13!
Oh, nice! That's your reward for all the table flipping, blood pressure raising rage.
I'll take it.
But yeah, Solski, I don't really blame him for making this choice. He's kind of counting on probably having to full clear this anyway, and if you do this first before you go in the back, it does save you a little bit of time. It's just does not pay off in this particular seed, unfortunately. I'd say the only way that might have been worth for him from a time standpoint is if he had found like silver arrows over there or something. hycutype just getting the business end of those BMOs, good lord.
Alright, now he's starting the tower climb proper.
Be curious to see if he'll decide to check any chests, maybe hoping to find silvers or the red mail, even though we know he won't find it there.
Yeah, he'll likely only check. Likely he's probably only going to check like 1 or 2 chests.
Yeah, I could see him
3.
checking.
I could see him checking 3.
Yeah, the two in the mini Helmasaur room, and then the validation
nope.
chest next to Moldworm, or
No, the one in the one on the left side on the Helmasaur room, the chest before validation and validation.
Oh yeah. I always forget about that one chest in the room with the Annie fairies and the magic refill. All right, hycutype making pretty quick work of what we call the gauntlet here. Series of rooms with lots of annoying dudes to kill. Fire Rod is very handy to use in here, since it kills pretty much it kills those annoying red skeletons right away. And Solski very happy to find his ether, so Solski is in go mode.
Yep.
But unfortunately, he is an entire Total Rock and rest of Swamp behind hycutype.
Lane points out that hycutype did skip a lot of Turtle Rock chests. That is true, but those chests would have been out of the way. The chests we're referring to are all in the way, are all pretty much you're in the same room.
Yep, yeah, he was already in go mode by the time he had access to Total Rock, so and he knew he had enough small keys to complete the dungeon when he got them, so he was just like, all right, I'm out of here, peace.
Yep, and both of these runners are they're comfortable with Silverless Cannon.
Oh yeah,
it's just silver is a luxury item at this point.
It does save time though, so even if you're comfortable with the fight, it is faster to have silvers. But
it is. But
the odds of it being in these chests are pretty low.
Yep, but it's not an item that they would want to go out of their way for. The amount of time it would save against the amount of time it would take to look are vastly different.
Oh yeah. You could spend an extra minute and a half clearing Total Rock hoping to find silvers, and even if you found them, you would have lost all the time you gained. It always feels good when you find silvers early, though. You're like 10 minutes in and they're in Kakariko, you're like, alright.
Yeah, silver's early and then its bow is late.
Yeah, like this seed might suck, but at least I don't have to do Silverless Ganon in like 2 hours.
Yep. Alright, let's see if he does check the room. He does not check. Oh,
he says, screw that business.
Yeah, usually a few runners would check that left chest because it's right there.
Hycutype's got to be feeling pretty good about his time. I mean, an hour 30 minutes for a V26 seed is a pretty gosh darn good time.
He's not even checking that one.
Alright, let's see if he has better luck against Moldworm this time. Alright, that's good. No ridiculous bounces.
Does he open validation?
He does, and he's rewarded with useless money.
That's the third one. That's the third one, but that's the fourth one we know the location of. So there's still one 300 rupee chest outstanding.
Yeah, ever since they added that extra 300 rupee to the pool, I feel like money has been a lot less of a problem.
Yep.
Alright, get out your protractors, kids. It's time for Aghanim 2. Oh, was that a triple?
Nice triple.
Nice.
That was like the dream. That was like the dream.
Oh, then he falls it out.
Single there. That was a bad location. Oh,
still an average of 2. Oh.
Nope. Got knocked out a little.
It's alright. He ended strong.
Triple and 3 single. It's not bad.
So hycutype got an A in that first test in geometry, but then just got C's on the rest of them. Acceptable. Alright, so we got ourselves a nice Silverless Ganon fight here.
Silverless Ganon, half magic, 15 hearts, 13 of which filled, plenty of arrows. I think he's got this.
Yeah, unfortunately for Solski to win this, hycutype would have to fall an inordinate amount of times on this Ganon fight.
Yeah. Alright, hycutype is now in phase 2.
Buttersword does make that first phase of Ganon just ridiculously free.
And that's enough for phase 3. Yep, so it's 6 slashes for the first 2 phases, and then it's 4 slashes for the third phase, 4 times of 1 each, and then it is 12 spins.
That is correct, sir.
That's for butter. If they had tempered sword, it's 12, 12. It's 12, 12, 4, and then 12.
Master Sword Silverless Ganon is the annoying fight, because then you have to use
12, 12, 4, 12, 12, 4, 24, and all of them must be spins.
Correct. Even if you execute that fight well, it just takes a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
They were at Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock! Oh!
Oh, interesting. Alright, hycutype doing pretty well with the serverless scan strats. Let's see if we can get a triple here. Ooh, that's 2. Oh, he gets the triple. Well done, hycutype. He's setting up for another one, too.
Mm-hmm.
You can sneak an extra spin in on that first move if you use the fire rod after you charge. Ah, that was bad positioning for Ganon there. I don't blame him for missing that one.
Alright, that's fine. 2 out of 3.
And he's just nailing these setups for the triples. I'm impressed. This is a really well executed serverless Ganon fight right here.
Yeah, it's like he's done this before.
Yeah, it's like this ain't his first rodeo. Oh, Ganon in that corner again. Oh, he nails it.
GG.
GG to hycutype. That was a really well executed seed, just from top to bottom. Made a lot of really good calls and some good gambles, and that on top of good execution, it just really paid off for hycutype. Alright, so that's hycutype. Does finish in first place with an SRL race time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 4 seconds.
Alright.
But yeah, an hour 31 minutes is a crazy good time. I bet Solski was feeling pretty good when he got that Samaria in Meyer, but unfortunately hycutype had just kind of beat him to the punch on that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if we can't get hycutype in here for an interview.
In the meantime, looks like Solski's doing the same exact path, knows he's in go mode, gonna be skipping out and missing out on the silvers. He's gonna pick up his health and magic refill.
Nothing says good times like rage slashes while you're waiting for that Samaria block bridge to go.
I was about ready to say that.
I'm also a fan of spinning around madly into a circle.
Alright, looks like he's here. Let me go ahead and grab him. Congratulations, sir.
GG, hycutype.
Thank you very much.
That is a incredible time for a V26 seats. They're 1 hour, 31 minutes. Well done.
Well, if you get lucky and you go to where all the items are, that's what happens.
That's true.
Yeah, what were you thinking when you, I mean, there was quite a bit of vanilla in this seat. Oh, also real quick, Solski pulling off the 0 cycle Trinex fight there. What were you thinking when you got vanilla boots from Sahasrahla?
At that point, I thought, together with something else that I'm not remembering right now, I thought I was working with a pretty big lead.
Yeah, you got Bo at the bottom of Escape quite early as well. But between vanilla boots and vanilla or semi-vanilla Samaria, I mean, Canis Samaria was in Meyer. That was just ridiculous.
Yeah, but, I mean, I was unhappy when the big key in Meyer was the first chest, because normally I think of Meyer as a good place to look for items, because you gotta look for the big key anyway. But the big key made me concerned. And yes, I did forget Ether was Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah, we couldn't remember if you had checked it or not when you went up there.
No, I completely forgot. I confused it with a practice race I did earlier today.
So, got a good question. Were you aware that you did leave an item behind in Meyer?
Yes, I was. At that point, it was the Ether. I wasn't sure whether I was in go mode.
Gotcha. Well, you'll be happy to know it wasn't anything fruition-wise, but it was a fetch quest.
Yeah, it was the mushroom, unfortunately.
I think it was a
Did that turn into anything?
bomb bag.
I believe it was the red male at the. Oh no, he got the red male at the bat with the Samaria mushroom trick.
Yeah, and it looked like it was a fairy in a bottle for the pendants.
Oh, for the pedestal, yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, chat was coming up with all kinds of convoluted ways that Ether could be someplace awful for you guys for your last go mode item.
Well, Twitch chat is terrible. Twitch chat is terrible.
Yeah.
Terribly awesome, am I right, Twitch chat? Oh, it turned out the book was in. I missed that earlier. Book was in G-Tar.
Yeah, book powder.
All the ridiculous quest chain items. The Twitch chat dream was dead in G-Tar. Hycutype, this puts you at 3-2, so you are already pre-qualified for the play-on race. How does that make you feel?
A little ambivalent. I've been getting sort of burnt out on Rando. I haven't had as much time as I used to play it, and I've been doing stupid things like forgetting Turtle Rock was Meyer, so Turtle Rock was Ether. So I was looking forward to getting eliminated.
Well, we appreciate your solid play anyway. This is a pretty well executed seed from top to bottom. I was saying when you finished, I'd say that that small ether flub was really the only, I think, major mistake you made.
Yeah, there were a lot of bonks. I was over caffeinated.
Perhaps caffeinated just the right amount to make the call to go into Meyer without Samaria.
Again, I'll do that all day, every day. I like that play.
Yeah, especially in V26, it seems like places like Meyer and Skull Woods and Ice Palace just seem to be a little bit more favored.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you've been in on the conversations with Amazing Namphros, but basically the idea is that the value in dungeons is weighted by the total number of locations. So that's why there's this supposed meme with Skull Woods and Ice Palace. Those two items are basically have 8 locations worth of value. And similarly for Pod, it's about 14 locations worth of value in those 5 items.
Oh, sure, that makes sense. Well, if there's anyone I would trust on game theory in this, it'd be Amazing A, because that guy has been cranking out incredible times in this version of the randomizer.
He's okay. He needs to learn to go into Eastern.
All right, we're going to be seeing what your bonk count is quite shortly here, Hycutype, since you seemed a little worried about your bonks. How do you think your number was? Well, I guess you could be cheating since you might have seen it already.
Oh, you caught me before I could do it.
Well played, sir.
I'm going to guess 22.
A suspiciously on-point number.
That's lower than I thought it would be.
I'd say if you can get in the teens of bonks, especially considering how relatively early boots were in this seed, I think you're doing pretty all right.
I would agree with that. Hey, what do you know? It's 22.
Wow, right on the nose. Your game sense of your own play is incredible, sir. Alright, so we're seeing Solski making his way... I cursed him by talking about him. But making his way through the back end of the gauntlet here. Doing the Samaria bonk strats.
And I think he didn't mean to run into the block the second time.
Yeah, I'm not sure he did either. It was hilarious, though.
So do you have some clear... was it just the bow that got me so far ahead?
It was the fact that you did the escape first. Solski did Eastern first.
Okay, so he double dipped.
Yeah, he double dipped.
Well, and he had because Eastern had the mitts, so there were just a ton of locations opened up to him at that point. Whereas you had already kind of found the bow at that point, and since you were already in Eastern, you're like, well, why don't I finish it? So just like that kind of crisp routing really got you an early lead.
Well, then it sounds like he had the boots very late.
I wasn't incredibly late, but it was definitely a good 10-15 minutes behind. But yeah, there were. I'd say that and just kind of general all-around solid play. You guys both did pretty well in this seed. No unintentional deaths or anything crazy.
Yeah, I didn't have a good time in some places like Mothula and Lanmo 2.
He's doing the fake powder for the anti-fairy here.
He
except he doesn't have the mushroom.
mushroom!
Because he turned it in. Props for the foresight to try it, but no mushroom. Yep, decides to use the blue goo. We do know that silvers were in Total Rock, so he won't find them here, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, only 2 locations, really. It's either the laser... Well, 3. The laser bridge, the volcano island, or the roller room.
Oh, I had to say, hycutype, your adventures with Moldworm 1 were quite hilarious, by the way.
I've never seen that before, the rejection to the side.
I have, actually.
It is actually possible to softlock yourself. Wow, Solski bombs a validation chest. Yeah, it is possible to softlock yourself. I think you can bounce and land in a really odd place that the game doesn't expect you to be at. So if you don't have the mirror, you can get really hosed there. But it was quite hilarious. You jumped down, bounced off a Moldworm, and just dove straight into the pit. It was good times. I think somebody clipped it. Alright, we'll see if Solski brought his protractor to the fight here. Ooh, a nice triple.
Another triple. Nope, another single.
Any hook she tries to tickle Aghanim with a tickle beam there on the hook shot.
Looks like we're getting the same fight. Triple, single, single, single.
Yeah, the first, or the second and third formations for Aghanim on this seed were definitely annoying. I think the double triple would have been hard to pull off. Alright, Solski making his way over to the Ganon fight. He will also be doing it silverless. Oh, I have to say, hycutype, props for doing the... you got quite a few triples with the Fire Rod strats for the silverless Ganon. That was really well done.
The triples aren't that bad once you practice it. You can do it a little faster. I did all the triples from the bottom. That's a little easier. If you're better, you can get him almost wherever he is. Yeah,
the strats in the bottom are a little safer, but you do have to wait for Aghanim to finish his teleport and start moving. So yeah, you are correct. It is just a little bit slower.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the Ganon spins.
I was Ganon. I said Aghanim because clearly I've been drinking. I meant Ganon. Alright, Solski putting the Butter Sword to good use there. I've got the commentator calling me out in chat for having too much beverage.
You did it again.
During the stream.
You did it again. The tracker is calling you out.
That's when you know you've got a problem.
I don't have a problem. I can stop anytime I want. No.
Alright, Solski with the looks like he's just going for the doubles here.
Yeah. He just wants to get it done, and he'd rather do it safely.
Yep. Does take 12 spins with Tempered and Butter to take out Ganon here. But I had to say, all in all, minus those few key differences, was just a pretty quick seed for the most part. You know, if you can get yourself a 130 in this version of the logic, I think you're doing pretty good regardless. Hey, got himself a nice triple to end the fight. Well done, Solski.
There we go. Alright.
Alright, so we're going to see what Solski's finish time is here.
There we go. I see it at 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 44 seconds.
All right, GG to Solski. All right, let's see if we
And
can't
game's
get our
even
boy
telling him
Solski in
GG.
here. All right, so that does put Solski at 2 and 3 for the tournament.
Yeah,
So
that
he is
puts-
going to have to win his next match to assure a spot in the playoff race.
Yep, he's
Whereas,
now in the must-win.
Now, whereas hycutype, you could win your next match to guarantee moving on to the next group stage. But even if you do lose that match, you are guaranteed a spot in the playoff race.
Why don't you tell everyone in chat, and definitely not me because I didn't forget, what is the format of that playoff?
So I believe it is. It's the weekend of I think November 11th or something like that. It is so everyone that has 3 or 3 wins is all competing at the same race at the same time, and the top number of racers are required to fill the rest of the group stage brackets. All move on to the next stage.
Yep. Which, by the Swiss triangle, looks like to be 6, but we will get an official number after the end of round 6.
That is correct, and that will be a bloodbath of a race because there's going to be a lot of really good runners with it, with everything on the line, trying to get the best time possible. So there could be some crazy gambles and some ridiculous plays. So that should be a good time. All right, so Solski did agree to an interview, so he said he just needs a minute, so we'll have him in here quite shortly. I'll be interested to see what the Solski bonk count counter is. Let's see if he can beat the miraculously guessed 22 of a hycutype there. Not at all cheated.
Totally
100%
not.
legit.
Question.
Go ahead.
Question from Lumiere. What is a mad friend? The mad friend is a bee in a bottle. We also effectively call him Vitorp.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I must say, Duke Fiber, that we didn't have any more table flipping from you. If Ether had been in the vanilla location, that would have been some good stuff.
You kind of missed it. After when Samaria was vanilla, we were flipping tables.
Your table is probably just in pieces. All right, so we got Solski here. Let's bring him in. Hey, Solski, GG.
Oh, hey guys, GG.
Well played.
Good game, man.
I gotta say, there was a lot of vanilla in that seed. How did you feel once you dipped into Mire and found Samaria inside Mire?
I felt pretty good about where my position was, but then I think Ether took me too long to find at the end of it.
Yeah, Ether was definitely the last go mode item for the two of you, unfortunately. So that does put you at 2 and 3, Solski, for the Swiss stage of the tournament. So that means that your next match next week is a must-win to put you in the playoff race. Are you planning on playing in the playoff race if you make it?
I certainly hope so. I'm looking to make arrangements. I typically can't make that time. I usually never make any of the weeklies on Saturdays, so I'll see if I can be able to be free up for that if I do go 3 and 3. If I don't, I'll probably give the organizers enough notice. I don't want to take away a spot from someone that wants to be there.
Oh, sure. So yeah, there are kind of at the middle of the bracket here at 3 and 2 and 2 and 3. There are a lot of good runners that have records at that level. So this next week of races is definitely going to be real crazy, real interesting.
Absolutely, for sure.
Do you have any final thoughts or anything like that, Solski, about the seed? I feel like it was a pretty well executed seed for you, but I think finding the Ether tablet a little bit later and then not getting the boots quite as early as hycutype did was kind of the story of this seed, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was wondering when he found the boots. So when I saw his time, that was the first thing that ran through my mind. I'm like, well, he got boots early.
Yeah,
He did.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I was just saying, yeah, he did. He effectively, when you went to Eastern, he went to escape.
And then he would have found the bow in Zelda still, and then been able to full clear that being a green pendant all the way.
Yep. I mean, I don't blame you for not finishing it when you're. I mean, you went as far as you could, but when you have the mitts and the moon pearl like that, I mean, there's just so much open for you at that point that I don't blame you at all. That was really solid routing. It just didn't pay off for you that time.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate. I was actually very lucky I wrote it back to escape that early, just because I found the lamp. I was thinking, you know what? I didn't finish escape. I got the dark room to do. I might as well. And then I made a rookie mistake by checking the sewer chest first, and I had the small key. I was a little upset about that.
I think we've all done that before, especially if it's been a long time since you checked the back of escape, and you're just kind of like, ugh, I'm not sure, where or what it has been. So, and I think you had just found the lantern too, so the logic might have been pushing you in that direction. It's pretty understandable.
Yeah, that's exactly why I went back there. The thing that ran through my mind is I couldn't remember if I had keys or not yet, and then sure enough, I got my answer once I head there. So that's okay though.
You had a pretty nice death warp, if I remember correctly, to get you out of there, so it didn't cost you a ton of time. But unfortunately, in a randomizer race, all the little things do add up over the course of a race.
Indeed, they do. You know what? Overall, I'm happy with how the items kind of fell into place. Like I felt close for the most part. And I was kind of, once I got the ether, I was like, well, this is going to go one or two ways. It's going to be either close or a little bit of a blowout. And it turned into to be the latter. So I wasn't really overly shocked with the finish, to be honest.
Yeah, the difference one item, it can make in a game like this is definitely pretty major, unfortunately. All right, guys. Any final thoughts before we wrap this one up?
Kill the Tyros.
Triggered.
Oh, it hurts. Your Tyro killing via file names at the beginning of the seed was hilarious and made me sad, hycutype. Excellent shout out to our Final Fantasy Randomizers tournament that's going on as well. You should check those out if you haven't already. All right, so coming up on this channel next, I believe we have the Cruel versus Ruble race. Should be a pretty good time, so make sure you stay tuned to that. Make sure you give...
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, make sure you give both of these two runners a follow. They put on a pretty good show tonight. And give my friend Duke Firebird here a follow as well. And also shout outs to Michael Volts, our excellent tracker for this race.
Oh, thank you. Yep. You give Files a follow. Great guy.
Now don't follow that guy. He saves Tyros.
I'm a dirty Tyro lover. All right, guys. Be sure to stay tuned for the rest of this race, or for the rest of the races on this channel. GG to both our runners, and we will see you guys in the next race.
Yep, and we got lots of randomizer all day today. We have matches going through up till starting at 9:30 tonight, and we got a few matches tomorrow. But with that, we're gonna need to get out of here to get the second game, to get the next round set up. Stay tuned. We have, who was that again? That was going to be CR Rule and Ruble.
Correct.
Good luck to those runners as well. With that, catch you guys in the next rando.